Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Over a Beer. You're here with novapunkX, Kynkie, and Raddedd, and today we're bringing you our most anticipated games of 2018. We worked as a group to come up with the top two, and we're going to feed you our individual picks after that. This should be a fun time, so fill up that pint because this will take a while. Coming in at the top of everyone's list is The Last of Us 2. The Last of Us was a pinnacle on the PS3, and it's one of my top 3 games ever. What do you guys feel on that?
I agree with the top. I don't know if it's top 3 for me, but it's definitely top 5. The first game was so good. The story was amazing. I loved playing every second of that game, and I was so pumped when I saw the announcement trailer for 2. I've been trying not to spoil myself on this one too much. I've just been watching the actual full cut release videos. I cannot freaking wait for this one. It's going to be awesome.
Well, we're all going to have to wait, but I loved The Last of Us. It's one of those games where I'm not afraid to say I cried during the game. It was fantastic. I like the game so much, and I'm debating whether or not I send you guys a picture of it, but in one of my tattoos, I have one of the main characters' names in there.
He does. I've seen it. He does.
I fucking love this game.
I've seen it. He actually does have that. I've seen it in real life.
So something I want to bring up about Last of Us 2 is the last trailer they showed. I got a lot of hate on the internet because there was some broken arms and some pretty gory sections of that trailer, but I feel like this is an adult game, and they don't hide behind the fact that this is an adult game.
Wait, what? People are just getting offended on the internet. Let them be offended. It is an adult game. I mean, wasn't the first one rated M for mature anyway?
Oh, I'm sure it was.
I'm not sure. It had to have been though.
Alrighty, let's move on to number 2. Looks like the PS4 is going to be a good place to game in 2018 because second on our list is the Final Fantasy VII Remake.
Ah! Remake! I was one of those bumbling idiots. You ever see those compilation videos where they put everybody's reaction together when they announced Remake? And then, Cloud shows up and everybody freaks out and a few people are crying? Yeah, I was those guys. I'm stoked for this game. I'll tell it.
Later in this list, I'll tell you how what game made me react that way.
I honestly never actually played Final Fantasy VII completely. I played bits and pieces, so I'm pretty stoked to actually play the game.
I got you beat, Nova. I haven't played a second of Final Fantasy VII. I watched my friend play it for about 15 minutes, and then we went and did something else. But the reason why I never played it is because I wasn't a fan of the combat system in the game, and now that they're changing it, I am so pumped to finally play this game. I hope it doesn't veer too much from the original story. I know that they're supposedly adding a couple things and expanding on things. I hope it stays at least fundamentally the same story as it was in the original release, and they don't change it too much, but I'm really excited to play this one.
The original game was actually not finished. Specifically, the story. There were whole sections of it cut because they had to release the game basically unfinished.
Did not know that.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
I actually really like that they're splitting this game into 3 games. So it'll be Remake Part 1, 2, and 3. And what I'm hoping that means is that we get to see what those other parts of the story were. So I will be well on top of this game into next year.
That's freaking amazing. I am also glad that combat's changing. I didn't hate the old combat system. I always enjoyed those classic games, I guess. But it's definitely nice to see that they're bringing the game into the 21st century.
For the record, and this is the last point I'll say on this one, I did beat this game probably 9 or 10 times. So, yeah, I like this game. The original, that is.
Alrighty, we're going to start off into our personal picks. I'm going to jump in on the MMO buzz. My pick's going to be Ashes of Creation. This is one of the first MMOs coming out in a long time that I actually am excited to really dive into and play. has a lot of PvE content. It's going to have PvP content, castle sieges, dungeons, raids, you name it. It's going to have all those things. But the big pinnacle of this thing is the node system. That's going to allow players to kind of customize the server, build up different nodes based on whatever the server is doing. So some servers will have like cities built around combat, some will have cities built around crafting, which means that every server that's put up may have different stories going on.
I've been watching stuff about that game too. It looks like it could be good. I'm just worried about the combat. Combat is it's a big thing for me in games. So if the combat's lacking, I don't know how long I'll be able to play it, but it does look like it has potential to be really good.
Yeah, the combat's looking mediocre at this time, but the developers have said they're steadily working on it. They want to improve it. They want it to be good. One thing to note on that, there's going to be 8 base classes, and you're going to get to choose a main class and a subclass. So that's like 64 different class variations. Possibly you'll be able to swap the subclasses, but they haven't completely acknowledged that yet. The Alpha 0 is launching very, very soon, though, sometime in December.
Oh, cool. So later this month.
On to the next game, and this one is going to be from Raddedd, seeing what his top game is.
Yeah, so The Last of Us and Final Fantasy VII definitely top of my list, but right up there with them. We don't even know the name of this game yet. We're just gonna call it the From Software teaser. Okay, we got something. We're still even speculating what this game is even gonna be. A lot of people think it's Bloodborne 2. We did a video about this last Friday. We're gonna link to that here. But this game, it looks like Bloodborne 2. I don't think it's Bloodborne 2, but it is definitely our next Souls-like from Software, and I couldn't be more stoked about it.
You know, if it ends up being what people have been speculating that it possibly could be, or at least wanting it to be, I could be in for a world of pain. But I'm not going to say anything about that here because I think we're going to talk about it in the future. But
World of pain for sure. I didn't play Dark Souls or Demon Souls. I played Bloodborne quite a bit. Love the combat. Love the feeling of beating a boss. Hate when I'm beating against that boss for hours on end.
That's when the game is good, Josh.
Alrighty, so let's drop in on our last pick. This one's coming from Kynkie here, and I bet it might have to do with a certain MMO.
Well, yeah, it's got a certain MMO kind of going in 2 different directions right now. At BlizzCon last month, I was acting like Raddedd was talking about when they announced the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I was acting this way when they announced that they were releasing a server option for Classic WoW. I was freaking out. I was at work. I had to get up and run around outside because I was so ecstatic. Man, I cannot... I don't think it's actually going to be released in 2018. I'm hoping that it will be, but I don't think it actually will be. I'm just stoked for Classic WoW because every time I would try and get involved with a private server that was on Classic, it would get shut down within 2 weeks. I'm like, oh, they see this Kynkie guy's on here, so they're going to shut down the server. It's like, it was horrible. Anyways, I am super stoked for that. I'm going to be wasting so much time playing Classic WoW. It's going to be amazing to finally have an official version of that game.
Well, I have to concur there because I played a lot of Vanilla WoW, mostly in the Battlegrounds, so I'm actually really excited to try to get into some raids and dungeons with Kynkie being my tour guide.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna bring you through all of them. I did every raid except for Nax in Vanilla. But I'm also, I know that neither of you give any shits about this, but I'm also excited for the new expansion that's coming out for Battle for Azeroth. It looks like they're finally making the story not about fucking demons and green fell goo and all this shit. Since I think it's been like 3 years since we've had some theme in the game that isn't green hellfire, and they're finally bringing the game back to its roots, at least for the start of the expansion, where it's Horde versus Alliance, and it looks like it's going to be really good. They're doing away with tier systems, so you're not going to have people being so reliant on their tier bonuses to be able to do damage. And they're introducing a new system for like traits like that you would normally get on tier sets, but it's going to be, you can pick and choose what you want. It's not going to be like you have to, oh, this raid tier is this bonus, this raid tier is this bonus. It's, you can have the same bonus on that armor throughout the entirety of the expansion if you wanted to.
Whoa. Somebody needs to go do a video on this. Nerd.
Hey, I don't want to get. I could keep talking. Like, there's a lot of stuff going on. You said you wouldn't expansion.
Talk about it.
I know. I said I wouldn't. I'm just. These are the just high points of why I'm excited for it. They're getting rid of a lot of things that make the game to where you have to be like it. Right now, it's really hard. I mean, especially hard right now because of fucking artifact power and that bullshit. But right now, it's really hard to swap mains. Like if you've just burnt out on one class, you can't swap. But with the system that they're putting in place right now, it seems like it's going to be a lot easier to be able to main swap, which is why I'm excited for it.
All right, Kynkie. All right.
I'm cutting it off there. That was it.
I just want to jump back to Classic WoW for 1 second and talk about the community aspect of that, which is also what makes me excited about Ashes creation, because it sounds like they're trying to build the same thing. I'll be very excited for an MMO that doesn't have you just sit in one spot, queue for everything that happens, and then go back to the same spot.
Yeah, that'll be really nice.
Plus, it's hard.
Wait, are you saying vanilla WoW was hard? Yeah. The hardest part about it was the server latency.
Oh, shots fired, Blizzard.
Hey, people agree with that, okay? That you could do a 40-man raid with 15 people if you knew what the hell you were doing.
Jesus.
Thanks everyone for checking out our most anticipated games of 2018. Please let us know below what you're excited for in 2018, and we will catch you on the next one.
See you guys.
Cheers. Hey, it's Raddedd here. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe as well. It really helps out the channel. We put out multiple new videos each week, and we appreciate all of your support. Thanks for watching, everyone, and cheers.